Hi guys, Dr. YouTube here, Tucker. Bringing this how Leo DiCaprio is a idiot. He has not a clue, and he's not looking out for us, guys. He's saying climate change. There is no such thing. DiCaprio's a liar, guys. Professional liar.
If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. We welcome you to today's show and ask those of you who have not subscribed to please subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to expose the satanic Illuminati agenda and the ushering in of the Antichrist as we are in the end times. Today's show I want to talk about something I've been talking about as far as the false idols go and the power that they have. Because the sheep continue to say that these false idols, these actors and these musicians are just that, but they're just artists. But as I've been exposing on this show, they're not just artists. They have more responsibility than just acting and performing in these songs and these music videos. They've been set up as false idols because the secret shadow government, the synagogue of Satan, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, has positioned these people in these spots to also use them to push the agenda. Because they know that if the sheep hear this stuff from politicians, that the people who are sheep will probably say, wait a minute, I disagree, because that's what they do with politicians, right? Some people like some people don't. Republican, Democrat, this whole fake facade that they've set up. But what they do is they use these celebrities to push the agendas they want, such as the gay agenda, such as climate control. They even have the Pope pushing it. They have global warming, which is one of their biggest agendas, which was Agenda 21, I guess, which is now Agenda 2030, which is going to be ushering in a new world order. This a giant hoax of this climate change that they've created to tax the masses, on carbonation, to have control of even the air that we breathe. All of this stuff that they have now created this movement, because this is the movement that will likely usher in a new world order. Despite the fact that 99% of scientists out there don't even believe that global warming is real. They've petitioned this before. I think it was study was 31,000 scientists signed a petition saying they don't believe that in global warming. And then of course the media comes out and they say these people are lunatics. They discredit these scientists who have said it. And instead we have to, instead of listening to scientists who have agreed that global warming isn't real, instead we're supposed to listen to Leonardo DiCaprio, whose profession is to be a professional liar, because that's really what the profession of actors is, which is the most absurd profession that has ever been created. Okay? In general, most careers are an absolute absurdity because they're not necessary and they serve no purpose in this life. They don't serve, feeding someone or doing anything. All it does is serve the pocket of the elitist that runs the corporation. But being an actor, you're a professional liar. That's what you do. You pretend to be somebody else, and that's what they don't just do that behind the camera. They do that in their everyday life. And that's what frauds like Leonardo DiCaprio are set up to do. So that's what I want to talk about today. Leonardo DiCaprio. We saw Leo. I did a video on it. He won his Academy Award. Finally, they rewarded him with his idol statue as he continues to be a false idol that the masses just worship. Everybody was so excited for this false idol to win this piece of metal award that he won. Absolutely worthless, which is going to get burned in rubble with a trumpet sound. But regardless of that, we saw Leo wearing the Kabbalah bracelet, which shows he's a part of the Cabal. We know he already is. Most of these actors and actresses are, if not every single one. But when he won his award, just like I've been saying over and over, when they have these award shows, they push an agenda, whether it's the race war, the gay agenda, global warming, and Leo went up, and instead of talking about his years of mastering his quote-unquote craft, which is really witchcraft, he went up and talked about climate change and how serious of an issue it was, because they knew on that stage that the Academy Awards, which is other than the Super Bowl, I believe it's the most watched show in America, having that stage at the end of the night being the most prominent person.
Nothing that I can give up. That's not a problem.
Getting to know all about you. Getting to know.
I got my palm place too, but
there, that he would be able to convince people that people who are against
you that grease, I gotta
global
take that
warming
grease
are
down
idiots
there.
and lunatics and are bad for the world. Because that's exactly what they need these false idols to do, to push their agenda. So this weekend, Leonardo DiCaprio, once again, not for the first time, but once again, found himself speaking in front of the United Nations. Yes, the United Nations.
and he's a piece of shit. He don't even. He's up there, and you're believing him like. And they put him up there because he's a star, and he's bullshit. He's a liar. DiCaprio should be hung because he's lying to the public about climate change. Scientists have proved that it ain't going on. God did not make this world for us to destroy it. And then they got DiCaprio sitting there lying to you about what he's going to do with climate. They just want to kill us, guys. All right? Like DiCaprio. Listen to what he says. And he's nobody. He doesn't know shit. He's an actor. That's all he is. That people like, that they listen to because he's DiCaprio. He's fooling you all. He's a liar. He works for the New World Order, and he wants all the people dead. You guys people stupid or what?
Even though he knows nothing really about it, he spends all of his time working on his craft of acting and filming these movies.
Yeah, because he's a liar.
He knows more about it than any of us out there, including someone like myself who's been studying the New World Order, and all the people out there who are truthers have been studying this and know that this agenda, this now 2030 agenda, which is to usher in the New World Order, which is going to be a complete catastrophe. The central piece of it is global warming and climate change, which cannot be proven, which hasn't been proven, but they continue to lie to the masses.
They do. Hear him.
Like Bill Nye was recently quoted, Bill Nye the Science Guy, saying that anyone who is against global warming is against my life, and I feel like they should be in prison. Because that's what they're going to eventually do. If you don't agree with what they say, you aren't going to have freedom of speech to speak out against it. You're either going to go with what they say or be in prison. They have Bill Nye speaking against it. They have Obama, all of these people, the Pope himself, saying that climate change is a real, real problem. Like I've said over and over, not child sex trafficking, that's not a problem. At $32 billion a year is made through prostituting children, buying and selling them on the black market.
Did you hear that?
They're not getting bought and sold to people for $100. They're getting bought and sold to elitists for hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's not a problem that the Pope is addressing.
Nope, because the Pope's a Satanist.
Because all these guys are a part of having sex with children, this pedophilia ring, and this disgusting, disturbing obsession they have with pedophilia and having sex with children and sacrificing children to Satan, which has been going on since the beginning of time. No, those aren't issues that politicians or the president or Leonardo DiCaprio or the Pope are going to talk about. Instead, they're going to talk about how if we don't do something about climate change, we're all just going to, suddenly we're all going to be dead. Even though scientists have spoken out and said that there's no
such
real
thing.
Evidence that this is
See, they're lying to you.
Polar bears are thriving. Okay, polar bears are thriving.
That's what I'm saying, guys.
So
This whole
we're having record snow, we're having record cold. Oceans are rising much less than predicted. Record ice amounts. Nature's producing much more.
and you hear that? So DiCaprio's a liar, guys. That's how he got finally got his trophy, his Oscar, because they said, well, you're gonna have to go up there and make a big deal about this fake climate change, and we'll give you an award, and that's what they did. All right, guys, like and subscribe to Dr. YouTube Tucker. Later.